Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, in this video, we will have a brief overview about teaching speaking. This material is taken by Douglas Brown book Teaching by Principle, the second edition. So, first of all, what is speaking? Speaking is a productive or oral skill. So it is consists of producing systematic verbal utterance to convey meaning. Teaching speaking is very important because the main goal of English foreign language learner to learn English is for develop their ability to really communicate with English in the classroom or outside the classroom. Here are the 7 principles for teaching speaking skill by Brown 1998. The first one, as a teacher, we have to focus on the student's accuracy and fluency. So, uh, as a teacher, we have to stress to the spectrum of the learner's need, which is from language-based focus on accuracy to a message-based focus on interaction, meaning, and fluency. When we are doing an activity or even a game in the class, we have to make sure that we have an objective that focus on building students' speaking skill. For example, we can give our student 5 to 10 minutes to prepare their speaking by writing notes, but not to read it. Then place the student in pairs and have them exchange prescription about their hobby or maybe their ambition or their dream jobs. So, of course, as a teacher, we have to keep in mind that we have to use a strategy to a meaningful for their accuracy and fluency in English speaking. The second one, we have to provide an intrinsically motivating technique. We as a teacher have to try our best for the student ultimate goal and interest. So we have to show the student the activity that can be benefit them because sometimes students only do what we tell to them without knowing the result. So we can find ways to motivate and get the student participate. So it will be beneficial for both teacher and student. If the student know the goal, know the benefit of learning English, they will get motivate for the intrinsic motivation from their self. The third one is to encourage the use of authentic language. We as a teacher have to provide the authenticity because authenticity gives meaning to the student, giving relevance and meaningful context, and can get the student experience. We can succumb to the temptation to do, say, disconnected little grammar exercise where we go around the room calling on the student one by one to pick the right answer. The fourth is to provide appropriate feedback and correction. In English foreign language class, a student really depends on the teacher feedback in all aspects of their language. So it is our responsibility to give a meaningful and comprehensible feedback for our students. It aims to help them to learn and to grow. And the next one is capitalize on the natural between speaking and listening. As we focusing on speaking goals, naturally listening goals will come inside. These two skills will reinforce each other because the technique of teaching speaking also involve the aspect of listening skill. For example, skill in producing language are often initiated through comprehension. So, assisting the student in their listening skill will go along with to go a long way to help student comprehend speaking. And the sixth is give student opportunities to initiate oral communication. Classroom interaction is characterized by teacher initiating language. We ask questions, give direction, and provide information. And the student have to have been conditioned only to speak when spoke to. Part oral communication competence is the ability to initiate conversation, nominate topics, ask questions, control conversation, and so on. The last one is to encourage the development of speaking strategies. Strategic competence is one of that few beginning language students are aware of. They simply have not thought about developing their strategies for accomplishing oral communicative purposes. Shouldn't become aware of and have to a chance to practice. Such strategies as asking for qualification, asking someone to repeat something, using fillers, something like that. And for the next topic, we will discuss about types of classroom speaking performance. There are several types of speaking performance. The first one is imitative. So, imitative is practicing an intonation or trying to pinpoint a certain vowel sound. This activity is usually performed in form of drilling. Actually, this activity is suitable for the beginner level, such as in kindergarten or in elementary school. The second one is intensive. Intensive speaking goes one step beyond imitative to include any speaking performance that is designed for practicing some grammatical aspect of language. The third one is responsive. Responsive speaking is meant by being able to give replies to the question or comment in meaningful, authentic one. For example, for the beginner level, we can ask the question about greetings. How are you, students? Something like that. Good morning. What is your name? Or something like that. And for the intermediate level, we can maybe ask them about what is the main topic of the discussion? What is the main topic of the news that they have listened? And then the next one is transaction or dialogue. Transactional is mere done in the dialogue. It is aimed to conveying or exchanging specific information and extended from a responsive language. For example, we give a text or maybe an essay to the student. Then the student have to uh, exchange the information in the text. The conversation may be about the United Nations. So, what is the main idea in this essay about United Nations? The United Nations should have more authority. More authority than what? Than it does right now. What do you mean? Maybe the example is like that. And then the next one is, yeah, here is the example for the transactional teaching conversation. Here is the example for the transactional teaching conversation for beginner. For example, we can divide the student into a group, a pair of students. Then one of them have to be a telephone salesperson and the customer. So the partner call to order some items from the company's catalog. They take the order and fill out the order form. Make sure you have written the order correctly by asking your partner confirm it. Don't look at your partner page. So in here, the student have to imagine that uh, they are a customer that want to order some item. So they have to mention the item, the quantity, the color, the size of the item. Then the student that to be the salesperson have to listen to the order and give a checklist for the order. Also, in teaching conversation, there are two approach. The first one is direct approach. It is emphasized on problem-centered learning in strategic context. The teacher acts as a facilitator in finding solutions to various ideas and problems. The second one is indirect approach. It is teacher-centered instruction. Okay, I'm sorry. It is actually interpersonal dialogue. So interpersonal dialogue is carried out in a dialogue. It is purpose for maintaining social relationship. The conversation are little trickier for learners. It is involve slang, ellipsis, sarcasm, a casual register, or etc. This often makes the learner find it difficult to understand the language. For example, for the casual conversation, like, "Hey Bob, what's going on?" That's a slang word. What's going on? Oh, so. Not a great weekend, huh? Well, far be it from me to criticize, but I'm pretty miffed about last week. So that's the example of interpersonal dialogue. And then the next one is extensive monologue. It is in the form of monologue. In the practice, the advanced level are called on to give extended monologue in the form of oral reports, summaries, or perhaps short speeches. Here, the register is more formal and deliberate. This monologue can be planned or impromptu. That's all about um, the presentation today. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi